Race Star Goddess, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to discuss magical movies and TV shows for witchy inspiration. So, like, say if you starting out with being a witch, or say if you always wanted to do it, but you haven't started it yet, and maybe you want to do more research on it. You can watch these movies and TV shows that I'm going to provide to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be a witch, and you can see different spells and rituals that happen in these movies and TV shows and stuff, so you can already know what you're getting yourself into. How I look at being a witch, as like self empowerment, self improvement, and you can use however you use your spells and your magic. That's up to your discretion. But I know for me, when I do my magic, it's only for self improvement purposes only. But like I said, that's your business. Whatever you want to do your spell work on, kudos to you. But in this video, I'm gonna provide different movies and TV shows for y'all to check out and do your own research on your own, and you come up with your own conclusion. Okay, so in this portion, we're gonna talk about the different movies that y'all can watch and research on your own. So the first one, we have Practical Magic. Practical Magic came out in 1998, starring Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. In that movie, Sandra and Nicole, they were sisters. They were sister witches, and couldn't find out their aunts were witches as well. So y'all may want to watch that movie. That came out in 1998. We have The Witch. The Witch came out in 2015. A young woman witnessed the disappearance of her youngest brother in 1630 New England, and she was accused of witchcraft. So y'all may want to check that out. Then we have The Love Witch. The Love Witch came out in 2016. This retro horror movie tells a story of a beautiful witch who used potions and spells to attract male suitors, only to end up with needy victims who she can't get rid of. So y'all may want to watch that. We have The Craft. The Craft came out in 1996. When a newcomer, Sarah, transferred to a Catholic prep school, her powers appeared to three wannabe witches with troubled backgrounds. Working together, they all conjured up spells and curses against those who have wronged them. So that's The Craft. That came out in 1996. Now we have The Witches of Eastwick. The Witches of Eastwick, it came out in 1987. In this classic dark comedy, three single women who lived in Eastwick, Rhode Island, bond over the fact that they all lost their husbands. But it isn't until a mysterious new moon arrives in town. So y'all may want to check that out. And then we have Eve's Bayou. Eve's Bayou came out in 1997. Eve, a young girl growing up in the 1960s Louisiana, whose life changes forever after she accidentally catches her father cheating. This caused her to retreat to the home of her quirky psychic aunt. And then we have Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus came out in 1993. After moving to Salem, Massachusetts, Max, along with his friend and little sister, accidentally wakes up a coven of witches. The trio of witches has their hearts set on reclaiming their town, but first they have to outsmart this group of teenagers before their dream of becoming immortal vanishes. And then we have The Wizard of Oz. This one right here, they have listed, this came out in 1939. So I guess the original Wizard of Oz. Whether if you're more of a good witch, Glinda fan, or root for the Wicked Witch of the West, This is both a classic film and a classic tale of witches. So that's The Wizard of Oz, 1939. And then they have the Blair Witch Project that came out in 1999. Y'all may want to check out the Sleepy Hollow. That came out in 1999 as well. We have Belle. So this movie is called Belle, Book and Candle. That came out in 1958. We have Black Sunday. That came out in 1960. This movie gives witches a bad rep. While being burned at the stake, a young witch played Barbara Steele promises to return and seek vengeance. Okay, so that's Black Sunday, okay? Then we have Rosemary Baby. Rosemary Baby, that came out in 1968. My favorite of all the movies I provided, this is my favorite one out of all of them. I Married a Witch. Oh my God, I can watch that movie like back to back. I've seen that movie like 10 times already. I Married a Witch. It came out in 1942, so this is a black and white film. I love the movie so much because to me it touches on reincarnation. And with the I Married a Witch, so how I look at the witch and her dude, I look at them like as divine feminine and divine masculine. So back then, like maybe around like the 1400s or something, her dude, he was responsible for her getting burned. Like the town burned the witch and her father alive because of what they practiced, because of witchcraft. So many centuries later, she reincarnated, and her dude, she ended up coming across her dude from like back from the 1400s, the dude that was responsible for her getting burned. Y'all, it's real good. It's real good. I can't even explain it. But y'all need to watch it. That's like one of my favorite witchy movies, like hands down. I Married a Witch. I believe it's available on YouTube. But when I seen it on HBO Max. So yeah. Y'all may want to check that out. We have Spirited Away. Spirited Away, that came out in 2001. So now let's talk about the TV shows. The TV shows that display magic, spell work, rituals. We have Charmed. Y'all remember Charmed? So yeah, that came out in 1998. We have WandaVision. That came out. So we on the TV shows now. That came out in 2021. Then we have the Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That came out in 1996. We have The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That came out in 2020. We have Merlin. Merlin came out in 2008. It's really a show about wizards, but there are witches in it. Merlin is one of the most famous fictional magicians of all time. So yeah, y'all may want to watch Merlin. And then we have American Horror Story, The Coven. This came out in 2013. Not only this is the season of American Horror Story is all about Salem, but it gives us Stevie Nicks as a guest star. It is an iconic season of television for many reasons. We have The Magicians. The Magicians came out in 2015. If you never watched this series about classmates performing postgraduate wizardry who end up in charge of a magical realm, what are you waiting for? It's addictive in the best way. We have Bewitched. Bewitched, this came out in 1964. It's a classic. So much is owed to this screwball sitcom about a witch trying to have a normal life with her mortal husband and overbearing but fabulous magical mother. We have The Witcher. The Witcher, this came out in 2019. This is a Netflix series. It's adapted from a video game, but this has plenty of magic in it. So yeah, that's The Witcher. We have Mayfair Witches. That came out in 2023. Came out this year. We have The Salem. The Salem, that came out in 2014. That's about the Salem witch trials. We have The Emerald City, that came out in 2017. This series turned The Wizard of Oz into a dark and edgy grown-up adventure. We have Strange Angel. This came out in 2018. This little-known drama was based on a true story of... We have American Horror Story, The Coven. This came out in 2013. Not only this is the season of American Horror Story is all about Salem, but it gives us Stevie Nicks as a guest star. It is an iconic season of television for many reasons. We have The Magicians. The Magicians came out in 2015. If you never watched this series about classmates performing postgraduate wizardry who end up in charge of a magical realm, what are you waiting for? It's addictive in the best way. We have Bewitched. Bewitched, this came out in 1964. It's a classic. So much is owed to this screwball sitcom about a witch trying to have a normal life with her mortal husband and overbearing but fabulous magical mother. We have The Witcher. The Witcher, this came out in 2019. This is a Netflix series. It's adapted from a video game, but this has plenty of magic in it. So yeah, that's The Witcher. We have Mayfair Witches. That came out in 2023. Came out this year. We have The Salem. The Salem, that came out in 2014. That's about the Salem witch trials. We have The Emerald City, that came out in 2017. This series turned The Wizard of Oz into a dark and edgy grown-up adventure. So we have Strange Angel. That came out in 2018. This little-known drama was based on a true story of the 1940s. The Limerick Witch and rocket scientist Jack Parsons. This series was canceled after 2 seasons. We have The Secret Circle that came out in 2011. Nobody knows witches like the CW. This show is about an underground coven. Only lasted 1 season, but it's an epic one. We have True Blood. True Blood, that's 2008. This isn't the only vampire show to feature witches, but The Coven and the True Blood is seriously spooky. We have His Dark Materials that came out in 2019. The witches in this series can and will absolutely destroy you. We had Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time that came out in 2011. If you want to go on one heck of a journey, start binging the ABC series that mashed up Disney princesses and fairy tales with plenty of witches around every corner. Despite the title, this isn't a kid show. We have a Discovery of Witches. This came out in 2018. This is one of those British shows that you think is sleepy drama, but it gets real wild real fast. It is also a romance about time travel and even has vampires. Ooh, I like anything that has time traveling. And then we have The Witches of East End. This came out in 2013. Even Lifetime is in on The Witch Game. This show is based on a novel. It's about a family of Long Island witches up against dark forces. So y'all, I provided some movies and TV shows for y'all to check out on your own. And you know, if I left some TV shows and movies out, leave them down below this video. Outlander has because they call Claire a witch, so Outlander covers witches. Well, people think Claire's a witch, but she's not. But they talk about herbs and healing and time travel. So y'all may want to check out Outlander. And so yeah, whatever I left out, y'all let me know, leave a comment. But thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.